Hello, folks. The final episode. Here we are. Listen, I just want to say it's been great sharing this journey with you. It truly has. And if you're seeing this actually for the first time, I strongly urge you to watch all the episodes from 1 to now. In totality, we've had done 6 episodes. Let me just bring it back to the beginning, okay? Episode 1 was all about why everyone is racing. Episode 2 was why do smart people get stuck? In episode 3, we discussed the 3 things that you need to line up. 4, why it's so key to make the competition irrelevant. And number 5, very important, why you need to face up to your truth, the moment of your truth. 5 lanes, folks, crowded, noisy, everyone racing in the same direction, competing for the same customers, saying roughly the same things. And lane 6, empty. Not because nobody wants it, not because it's too hard, but because building something new requires a different kind of mindset, different kind of thinking to competing at something that's already existing. And most businesses, most smart, talented, well-resourced businesses have never been asked to think that way. They've always been asked to be better, faster, more efficient, more competitive. But they haven't challenged themselves to be different. They remain in their comfort zone, but true growth, as you know, always happens outside of your comfort zone. And that's the question this series has been circling around. How to be different. You don't have to be better, you just have to be different. And I want to be clear about something. This isn't a concept. This is not a thought exercise or a textbook or a PowerPoint presentation that I just put together. This is 25 years in the trenches. I've been doing this for many, many years in financial services, mobile technology, in some of the hardest markets on the planet, Africa being one of them. Difficult to enter markets, mature markets, crowded markets. But every time I see the same pattern. Existing players were so focused on winning the existing game, they couldn't see someone quietly building a new one. That's the opening. That's always the opening. And I want to talk directly to the people who've watched all 6 of these episodes. Because if you're still here, I don't think it's because you find this academically interesting. I think it's because something in this series has been sitting alongside something you already know about your own game, your own business, your own product, your own service, your own brand. A gap that you can see. A lane you've been circling around but haven't committed to. A feeling that you're working so hard in a space that's actually too crowded for what you're capable of. And if that's you, I want to have that conversation with you. A real conversation about what you're looking at in your market and whether there is a lane 6 in that market. And if we identify that there is, the key question is, are you willing to put in the work? Because remember, when you're building a new lane, it takes time. You've got to map it out properly. But once it's done, it's smooth sailing. There's no traffic, there's no roadblocks, there's no potholes. The work that I do with founders and business leaders is very, very specific. I'm not a guru, and I'm not a consultant. I do not offer courses. My approach is very focused, very customized, bespoke. And it's usually a minimum of like 3 months. But it can go on for several more beyond that. I'm your wingman. I'm your guide. And we map it out together. And we identify the lane that's missing in your market. And then we build a case for it and we design the moves needed. It's not for everyone. Not for everyone. It's for people who are genuinely ready to stop competing and start creating. People who have the capacity to build something new, they just haven't had the space to see it clearly. If that sounds like you, give me a call. We'll talk about your market. We'll talk about what you're seeing and what you're building and what you want to do. And if it makes sense, we'll go further. And if it doesn't, that's fine. But at least you'll leave the call with a clearer view of what your lane 6 might look like. Folks, I say it again, lane 6 doesn't exist yet. That's the point. Your job, if you choose it, is to build it before anyone else does. And I would genuinely like to help you do that. You create your lane, you master your lane, and then you own it. I wish you all the best. One love.